Well, well, well. Long time no see. PGI is under new management. They were bought by a company called EG7. I'm hoping that some of the worse elements of the management have been left behind. Maybe I'm wrong. I admire what Matt and Darren have tried to do with the game, and I think especially the skill tree rework is something that I've been screaming about for a long time, and that's coming up soon. So maybe it's time, in spite of my misgivings about the things they did to Chaotic Harmony and some of the other mistakes that they've made in the past, some of which we'll talk about later on in the video, maybe it's okay for me to post one MWO video. So today I'd like to talk about the BLR-1G. TTB recently posted a video about this mech, and I will link his video down in the description along with build and skill tree codes. Before we even look at the build, let's just look at the quirks on the BLR-1G. So you can see it has 15% ballistic cooldown, 20% missile cooldown, 10% heat generation on missiles, 10% global range on all weapons, 20% velocity, minus 5% medium laser heat, and plus 10% medium laser range, and some armor structure. Kind of a weird mixture. It seems to have quirks for pretty much everything. It's got ballistic quirks. Typically the ones that tend to be most powerful are the 20%, 15% type ones. So we've got 20% velocity and 20% missile cooldown. That suggests a lot of missiles because they'll get to the target faster and they will recycle faster. And it seems to have like multiple IS medium laser quirks. The meta builds, if you look on Grim Mechs, are like 5 ERLL, 6 ERLL with a standard engine. 6 ERLL with a standard engine, in my opinion, makes this mech way too slow, and 5 ERLL, in my opinion, the Grasshopper does better. Now, I know that blue lasers is the meta right now, and again, I will talk about that a little bit in the gameplay, but let me show you the build that I came up with for this after looking at these quirks and doing a little iteration. This is my build. It's 6 medium lasers, an MRM30, and a large laser. So you can see that there's no warning up here, there's no ghost heat. You can also see that it has a light 375, absolutely stuffed with double heat sinks. Consequently, it goes 71.5 kph, which is quite good for an inner sphere assault mech. It's got some pretty nice armor quirks, like plus 27 quirk armor on the left arm, so you don't have to put any tonnage worth of armor on the left arm. And you can see that the cooling is 1.39 out of 2, which a lot of people would consider to be excessive, really. Particularly in this build, since there is no ghost heat, 1.39 out of 2 is really quite good. And it's got a 69 alpha. And you can alpha. In fact, you can alpha twice in a row. I'm pretty happy with this build. It is hard to manage. You do have to be good at managing your mech. You have to be a good pilot to manage 3 different weapon groups. And in fact, let's talk about that. The medium lasers are up here. The MRM rack is up here, and the large laser is here. The way that I have this is, I have group 2, which is my right mouse button, as the large laser, so when I click my right mouse button, the large laser fires. Group 1, which is my left mouse button, is the medium lasers, and then my shoulder button 3 is the MRM rack. And this lines up nicely with the way that the weapons are actually mounted on the mech, where the right mouse button fires the rightmost laser, the left mouse button fires these, and then my shoulder button, which is extreme left, fires the MRM rack. Incidentally, you'll see a little bit in the match in Emerald Vale that the enemy did target this MRM rack a little bit. It does stick up quite high, so be aware of what you're doing if you're hill humping. You may want to hill hump with something around your left side, covering your left side. Your call. So let's look at skills. Basically just trying to make the best advantage of the quirks here. If I have a 20% cooldown, I should buff that up with all the cooldown nodes. Heat dissipation nodes are nice, but because it's already a 1.39 cooling, I don't need as many of them. Also, with a velocity quirk, I decided to go in heavy on velocity to get the MRMs towards the target as fast as possible. Laser duration is nice because it makes the large laser recycle. And in fact, you will find that the recycle rate of the MRMs and medium lasers actually synchronizes shockingly well. I tried to get all the good missile buffs, so high explosive, missile rack, missile spread, so on. Yeah, that's pretty much a standard mixed firepower tree for missiles and energy. I only got the left side of the survival tree, not because I didn't think that having more armor would be even more useful. I do think it would be even more useful, but rather because other things were just higher priority. You know, this is a pretty mobile assault, and so it's not really supposed to tank. It's supposed to more like pounce and then keep pounding you with damage until you fall down, and have enough armor of its own to stop you from killing it before it kills you. But it's not supposed to be a huge tank. It's supposed to be a fast attack. Mobility, you'll see me complain about torso twist in one of the matches. I guess I could buff up the torso twist, but what really would I take the nodes away from? I got full cool run because there are 8 heat sinks. 5 in here, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 8 heat sinks. So my rule of thumb for ops and cool run is if you have 6 or 7 heat sinks, you probably want to go more towards cool run, otherwise more towards heat containment. Heat containment actually is a nice thing because you're starting with a huge heat capacity with that big 375 rated engine, then you're making it even bigger. So I didn't mind going through heat containment nodes, but they weren't a priority either. Sensors, I just got my 60% radar derp, always happens. Aux, I just got myself an enhanced cool shot. You know, I probably should have done, because I don't usually use a strike. Not that UAV duration is a big deal, but it's slightly more useful than advanced salvos that I don't use. So there you go. I call this meta because I honestly think that this is the meta build for the 1G. It uses the quirks very, very well. You'll see when you get into a match that my medium lasers have a range of 348 meters, which is almost as good as clan ER meds. Yeah, I think it's a very good build. It is hard to manage. You have to be a good pilot, and you have to have the correct mouse with enough buttons to manage all 3 weapon groups. Oh, one more thing to point out. If you go down even 1 point of armor on this right arm, watch this go from plus 21 to plus 20. A lot of these armor values are like knife-edged. Think very carefully about tinkering with the armor values. If you don't like them, great, but they are relatively carefully selected to match up with the amount of extra armor that I got in the survivability tree. Okay, let's go ahead and cut to some gameplay, and you guys can see how to use this and how not to use this. We'll do the bad matches first.
So it's Monday night, about 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Let's see if I can get either a really good match or a really bad match. Either way, maybe you'll learn something about how to play this build. Gotta be honest, I actually don't really care. Maybe I'll just try and farm multiplier by voting for what I think other people won't vote for. I haven't actually played Veil in this build, so this is going to be interesting. This has a high chance of being a very bad match because Veil is new enough and the map's flaws are obvious enough that frequently you get stomps on this map. Mic check, does this thing work?
Works.
Thank you. If I should hang out with the Bloodhound. It's kind of a light drop, isn't it?
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal. Override engaged.
Man coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
I got Sigma. If you're fast, go for something else.
We've captured resource point Sigma. They have resource point Gamma.
Hope those guys are going to be okay. At least the Bloodhound has ECM.
Target spotted.
My best as a brawler. I really need to get inside brawling range to do good work with this build. Fuck.
Target spotted.
These guys are running away. in the open. This ain't good.
They've taken
Target
Epsilon.
destroyed.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Anybody have eyes on?
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
I can't believe none of that hit. Are you kidding me?
New target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
Ugh.
Target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Strike on set eject.
New target acquired.
Dare you peek again, you little shit. Boy, they got a lot of snipers in Delta 4.
New
Target
target
spotted.
acquired.
Sucks.
Target spotted. We've already gained a quarter of the resources. Keep it up. Target spotted.
Taking Gamma, so that should rile them up.
New target.
Target spotted.
Fucking torso twist. Just barely can't do it.
Target spotted.
These guys really love their strikes. I generally consider that to be a sign of a weak team.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Damn it.
Target spotted.
If I try and dodge through here, this guy's gonna... Yeah, see, there you go. He's fucking backing up right as I'm wanting to walk through.
New target acquired.
This map is such a garbage sniper meta map. Like, just everything about this is just total sniper love. This is really the map that turned me against Francois, to be honest.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
New target acquired.
That's the way to victory. We need to keep holding on to our resource points. Target spotted.
Yeah, I can't tank these hits, and, you know, my team absolutely refuses to do anything useful. They're just sitting here getting pummeled. Now I can't shoot because this guy's in front of me.
We have gained Epsilon. Target
In a
spotted.
ranged meta, this build just
Target acquired.
is terrible.
New target acquired.
And this is a bad map for it, so... There's another enemy UAV up in Echo 4.
Acquired.
Target spotted. Need
Right
assistance.
arm destroyed. Critical damage. Medium
One final push.
laser destroyed.
They're all in Delta 3.
Destroyed.
Fucking jerk. Ran right in front of me. Got me fucking killed. So, yeah, you know. 2 kills, 350 damage is not fantastic. But it's also just a garbage map. And that was frankly kind of a stupid team. Did stupid shit. But I got 2 kills and I tanked 656, and
Theta is controlled by
I like to think I at least earned the kill on that pushback. So, yeah, I guess this can be the bad game, and this shows you what not to do. Like, don't try and fight ranged with this. It is a brawler. If you try and fight ranged, you're just going to get ultra fucked. And, you know, this is a bad map design. There are way too many high sniper spots. There should be at most 2 per side, and there's like 4 or 5 per side, so... Yep. Garbage map, and I wanted a bad game. Here's a bad game, so, yep. This is what you don't do with this build. Don't try and fight snipers, you'll just get picked apart.
This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefit.
I mean, not terrible by any means, but nowhere near what this build is capable of. Like, when you see this kind of a spread in damage from like someone doing 150, 17, and then one person doing 873, matchmaking is a real fucking sore spot in this game, and it's really trash. And like, you think these NBTs aren't a 3-man? These NBTs... Yeah, like, I think these 42s aren't a 3-man, you know? Like, Matchmaker believes it can balance groups. It is dead wrong. Matchmaker cannot accurately rank the power of a group. No fucking chance. The fact that PGI thinks they can, no. That just shows you what a bunch of dumb jackasses PGI are, so. Let's try for a good match this time, shall we? I would really like to try Solaris, though I haven't run the build on Solaris yet. But I have a feeling more people are going to vote for mining. But oh well, either I get what I want, or I get multiplier. Looks like I'm getting multiplier. Oh wow. Looks like someone swooped in last second. Goes to Solaris. Okay. No excuses now. I said I wanted Solaris, now I have to prove the build can work there.
Hello. Hello.
CNCI guys are usually pretty good. Have to watch out for Gulls.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
Ugh, poor
Yeah,
mass
this
wielder.
map has a tendency to screw
All
people's computers.
systems nominal. Override engaged.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
I see some ECM over there with the other heavy guys. I think I'll probably try and go over there and join up with them. Okay. Why this guy likes to fire at my feet.
Yes, the amount of the pixel frame rate, basically, because of what they did with all the pictures and everything else on the side of the buildings.
Oh, gotcha.
So, generally
It's
speaking,
just like when your Windows update. It hits when if Windows tries to update it, usually disconnects MechWare.
Target spotted.
Echo 4, target. Despite the problems, it is a cool map.
Yeah, it is. I just wish they'd actually used a better engine. They would have been fine.
don't go
Yeah.
into the middle. Don't go into the middle, guys. It's a trap. Don't go in.
Yeah, they could use the Quake engine. They just didn't want to pay the fees for it.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Well, I know they ended up going Unreal for Mech 5.
Affirmative.
not defending PGI, but Unreal 5 didn't exist when this game was made. CryEngine was a good engine at the time.
Center seems clear.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Alright, put some good damage on him. I'm happy about that.
Acquired.
I don't think this is a very good spot.
No, it's not. I agree.
Affirmative.
Let's pull back out of the center.
Affirmative.
UAV
Yeah,
activated.
there's Stormex moving through there.
Yeah, they're pushing around Delta 5 side.
A lot of them in Delta 5. They have ECM, so shoot visual.
Target spotted.
Yeah, I'm keeping them poking from the D5 6
Acquired.
point.
Piranha, Charlie 3.
Careful,
Target
tungsten.
spotted.
Oh, found them all. Charlie 5. Charlie 5.
Target spotted.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
Really like my angles here.
New target acquired.
Stupid asshole! Stop running directly in front of me, you dumb fuck.
Target
Yeah,
spotted.
enemies in the middle of Charlie 3.
New target
I'm gonna
acquired.
hold down that spot.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Yeah, yep. Worth it. Worth. Absolutely loving that trade.
New target
25% of the enemies are eliminated. Target spotted.
Shit.
New target acquired. Target destroyed. Target.
You fucking kidding me? Just letting these guys shoot at us from behind?
Target spotted.
Kids. Fucking piranhas. Shit.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
Lost half our force. We can't lose
I don't like attacking this direction because I don't have a lot of armor on this side, but I could really use some help with the guys in Delta 5 from the left side.
New target acquired. At 25%. New target acquired.
Or you guys could not help me at all because you're assholes. Always a viable strategy.
Acquired.
Don't use teamwork.
New target acquired.
We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through.
These guys pushed through, didn't they?
New target acquired. Enter torso critically damaged. Left arm critical damage.
was shooting a lot, I don't know if I did a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good example of a good game. I did 700 damage, I tanked 600. I did 2 kills, both were solos, both were KMDDs. Now, my team were fucking morons, but that's just typical for MWO. You are going to get really stupid, really bad teams. Let's see how bad my team actually was. Sean Lang has a rule of thumb: if you did less than 250, you weren't in the game. Mission Nom not in the game. Tiveros not in the game. Korgamer not in the game. Bodhi not in the game. Tungsten Wolfram barely in the game. Jumbo Slice barely in the game. What can you do? This is classic PGI matchmaking. They put organized groups in the game, and they're surprised that matches are garbage. In spite of all the good stuff that Matt and Darren have tried to do for this game, someone else at PGI still insists on fucking that chicken and putting organized groups in solo queue, and this is the result. You can't enjoy matches, doesn't matter how well you personally do. The matchmaker decides the outcome of the game before the match is even played, by giving you the stupidest, dumbest trash bag clowns on your team. Welcome to MWO in 2020.